Good day and great health. My name is Dr. Jared Kosarko of Ohio Specific Chiropractic. I'm a pediatric, family wellness, and upper cervical specific chiropractor. Today on this video, we're going to talk about a concept of how when we feed our fear or feed into fear, what we can eventually do or can actually do is we can starve our health and well-being. Now, how can that be? Well, we can often find ourselves in two separate mindsets or modes of thinking. Those two mindsets are going to be a mindset of protection and a mindset of growth. Now, when we find ourselves more in a mindset of protection, we are going to harbor more often than not emotions usually are often associated with fear. Fear is the big one, but we also have fear, resentment, rejection, and isolation. When we harbor these, engage these emotions or we harbor these emotions, we are going to then engage or stimulate a part of our nerve system called the sympathetic nerve system. It's also often called the fight or flight nerve reaction. When we engage the sympathetic system, we shift a lot of our energy, specifically our blood and nutrients. We're going to shift all that energy to the extremities found in our arms and legs. And found in our arms and legs is going to be most of our major skeletal muscles. When we engage this sympathetic system, we also are going to release more what are called protective hormones. The three major protective hormones are adrenaline, cortisol, and norepinephrine. This all makes up what is called the sympathetic stress response. What this does is it primes our body to either fight or run away from some type of external threat. The thing is, this should not be our default setting. It is only really designed for acute situations. The problem though, and especially in our modern society, is that we are constantly bombarding our systems with these external stresses that are putting ourselves in a sympathetic stress response constantly, and we're putting ourselves in a chronic stress response. When we find ourselves in this chronic stress response, we are in what's called a mode of survival. Now, when we are just focused more on surviving, that makes us more susceptible to depletion or exhaustion of our body, because all of our energy is away from our internal organs and is shifted again into our extremities, and that is going to then make us more susceptible to in a wide array of different sicknesses and diseases. Now again, what's the opposite mindset we should or need to find ourselves in more often is a mindset of growth. Now, emotions often associated with growth are love, gratitude, empowerment, and friendship. When we harbor these types of emotions, we are going to engage what is called the parasympathetic nerve system. It is also often called the heel and medial nerve action. This is when we engage our parasympathetic nerve system, it's going to shift a lot of our energy, specifically our blood and our nutrients, to our internal organs. Our major internal organs are our brain, our heart, our lungs, our liver, and our gastrointestinal system. When we engage our parasympathetic system, we're also going to release more growth hormones. The three major growth hormones are oxytocin, and oxytocin is actually often called the love hormone, also dopamine and serotonin. When we engage more of this parasympathetic nerve system, we're also going to increase our immune response. This means we can heal a lot better from internal threats, such as different bacteria and viruses that threaten our internal environment. This should be our default setting. When we find ourselves more in a parasympathetically engaged system through a mindset of growth and emotions of love, gratitude, empowerment, and friendship, we find ourselves in a mode that is more conducive to thrive. When we are more focused on thriving, we are more then receptive to overall development, adaptation, and just general health and well-being. Now, if you have any other questions about how not only chiropractic, but just how our mindset of growth can improve our health and well-being, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on my website at ohiospecific.com. Thank you very much.